last lecture, we saw that any vector, any position vector A can be represented sum of two vectors which are perpendicular to each other. So here OB and BA vector, they are two perpendicular vectors, and A is represented by sum of this vector OB and this vector BA. OB is the length, unit vector along x-axis I and unit vector along y-axis is j. So vector A can be represented as AXI plus AYJ. This we have already studied. Now let this position vector of the point A is making an angle theta with x-axis. So OAB is a right angle triangle. So in right angle triangle, in lower classes in trigonometry, we have studied that BA upon OA, we are taking only magnitude of this vector A. So mod of A is equal to A. So magnitude of this is here mod of A is equal to A. Means length of the vector OA is capital A and OB is length of this is AX and it is AY. So it is right angle triangle. So in right angle triangle we know BA upon OA. So BA upon OA, that is equal to sine of theta. If this position vector is making an angle theta with x-axis, then BA upon OA is sine theta. This implies, what is BA? This is AY, that is AY upon, what is OA? OA is the length. Length means magnitude, that is capital A is equal to sine of theta. Therefore, AY is equal to A sine theta. This is one relation we got. In the similar manner, if we look at OB and OA, so OB upon OA is equal to cos of theta, this angle. This implies, what is OB? OB is AX. AX upon A is equal to cos of theta. Therefore, AX is equal to A cos theta. Why did I do this? We wanted this length in terms of this length. Means component of this vector along x-axis in terms of magnitude of the vector A. So AY and AX is known. So A vector can be represented as, therefore vector A is equal to, we can write AX, that is A cos theta I plus A sin theta j. This can also be written when vector R and this theta is known. This is another way of representing the vector A. So another thing, we have to find theta. Magnitude is known. If theta is to be calculated in terms of AX and AY, or the magnitude of this in terms of AX and AY, so that can be done squaring and adding these two. Therefore, AY square plus AX square. If you are squaring, this is 1 and this is 2. So we can write squaring and adding 1 and 2. So AY square plus AX square is equal to A square sine square theta plus A square cos square theta. From 1 and 2, left hand side square this, left hand side square this, and add these two. So it will be a square sin square theta, and this will be a square cos square theta. Adding, we get, taking a square common, we get sin square theta plus cos square theta, and we know that sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Therefore, a square is equal to a y square plus a x square, or a square is equal to ax square plus a y square. Therefore, a is equal to under root ax square plus a y square. Means if the components of this vector a is known, if the component along x-axis and y-axis is known, we can find the magnitude of the vector a. Second, the direction we want. Direction means this angle theta. If I find the theta, the direction will also be known. So we will say that tan theta is equal to what? These components are known. So this upon this is tan theta, that is equal to ay upon ax. Therefore, theta is equal to tan inverse ay upon ax. So this is the direction of the position vector. If components are known, we can find the direction as well. So if the point is in space, 3-dimensional coordinate system we will have to use. In that case, in the similar fashion, if S is any point in the space and x, y, z, they are rectangular coordinate axis, and the position vector of the point S is P, and if you see this is the point over here, I am dropping perpendicular on x-axis, on y-axis, and on z-axis. It's very important, try to understand. I am dropping perpendicular from this point on x-axis. So this vector means position vector is making some angle with x-axis. Let this angle be alpha. This is perpendicular. Perpendicular is dropped. Means this is 90 degree on this axis. This is 90 degree, right? And which angle it makes along x-axis is alpha. It means if we see in the previous case in 2 dimension, we have found, suppose it is px. So px will be equal to p cos alpha, because this along x-axis we have measured. So this will be px is equal to p cos alpha. This is the length, this is the base. It is, situation will be something like this. This will be p, this will be px, and this is alpha. So in this case, px will be equal to p cos alpha. So px is equal to p cos alpha. Px is p cos alpha. Similarly, py. Py means this is making some angle with y-axis. Point is here. This is x-axis or this is y-axis. It is 90 degree on y-axis. So this position vector is making some angle, that is beta angle with y-axis. So on the base the length will be p cos beta. Means here px will be p cos alpha, and if this angle is beta along y-axis, then py will be equal to p cos beta, and if it is making some angle over here, that is gamma angle with z-axis, then it will be pz is equal to p cos gamma. So along the axis, with reference to the magnitude of the position vector, If alpha, beta and gamma is known, then these components can be found px, py, pz, that is p cos alpha, p cos beta and p cos gamma. And p will be equal to under root p x square plus p y square plus p z square. The question will arise, how do we get this? So I will make you understand what is the proof of this. How? See, OA and AB. So this is right angle triangle. OAB is right angle triangle. On the base, its projection is taken on the surface, and this is 90 degree. This is projection of, that is OB. So this is 90 degree. I have drawn projection on this. This is 90 degree. OAB is right angle triangle, isn't it? Now, in right angled triangle OAB, this, since it is 90 degree, OB is hypotenuse, therefore OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square, OA square plus AB square. And what is OA? OA is PX, that is PX square plus, what is this? It is PY, that is PY square. Is it clear? Try to understand this. It is three-dimensional, so it will take some time for you to understand. So I will make you further to understand. This is the point. If you draw perpendicular, the base, from here I have drawn a perpendicular on this plane, means XY plane, means on the ground, I have drawn perpendicular. From here I have drawn 90 degree on this. If the projection you are taking, if this line goes on the ground, so on the ground we will get a right angle triangle, right? Projection of this will be there. If this is also 90 degree, projection of that line will be 90 degree itself with the x-axis, and this projection of this position vector, this is the projection of position vector. So this OD projection will be equal to OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. It is three-dimensional, so somewhat understanding is needed. You will have to imagine how are the things. I have drawn projection of this on this plane, right? This is 90 degree on this. So if you project it on the ground, this will also be 90 degree. Just see, it is 90 degree. If you project, you make it horizontal. So this 90 degree will not change. Suppose this is the axis, this is 90 degree. If we go on moving like this, right? So this will always remain 90 degree with this line, isn't it? If it is 90 degree, then if you go on turning, so this angle will not change. Similarly, this is 90 degree on this. If we are changing the position, rotating about this, so this will also be 90 degree when it comes on the surface. This is axis, point is here, so this is the direction, and if we bring it on the surface, on the ground, so it will be like this, so this angle will be 90 degree. So that I have shown, that is 90 degree. So OB square is equal to PX square plus PY square. Now this, from the ground I have projected. So on the ground it is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. So again OSB is right angle triangle, in which, since it is 90 degree, this is hypotenuse, then OS square is equal to OB square plus BS square, OB square plus BS square, right? So OS square means OS is the length, that is P, that is the capital P square, is equal to OB square, OB square is px square plus py square, that is px square plus py square. What about bs? Bs is pz, so that will be pz square. Therefore p is equal to under root px square plus py square plus pz square. It is very important, you should understand, right? And the three-dimensional, some imagination is needed, right? So this vector p can be represented in terms of the magnitude of the position vector also. Therefore p is equal to pxi plus pyj plus pzk. That is one type of representation. This I have already told you, and this can be represented as p. This is p vector. P vector is equal to, we can write this also, p cos alpha I plus p cos beta j plus p cos gamma k. So this is another way of representing the vector in the space in three dimension. So that's very important, and you should understand. I tried to make you understand, since it is three dimensional, some imagination, some analysis is needed. So I'll say see this video again and again, so that concepts will be more clear to you. We have seen graphical method of addition of vector, subtraction of vector also we have seen. Now we will go for analytical way of addition of vectors, because every time adding the vector graphically it becomes very much cumbersome, finding the direction and all. So instead of going for graphical method, we will understand what the analytical method of addition of vector is. Before going for analytical method of addition of vector, certain basic things I will explain you that is required to be understood. Suppose there is a vector A. So this vector A can be represented in terms of magnitude of the vector and the unit vector in the same direction, right? So here mod of this is equal to A, and the unit vector, suppose unit vector along the vector A is equal to n, for example. Therefore vector A can be represented as magnitude and the unit vector. Is it clear? Now I am taking another vector. Suppose this is the vector B, whose direction is same. Direction is same means unit vector along this will also be n, since direction is same, and the magnitude of B, mod of B is equal to B. And since A and B are parallel and the direction is same, therefore, and unit vector along B vector is equal to n, since direction of A and B is same. Therefore, the vector B is represented and the unit vector. Now, if these two vectors are to be added, and direction is same, then what do we do? Simply head of this and tail of this. If we are adding graphically, what do we do? Just look at it. Head of this and tail of this. If we are joining these two, what are we getting? Here, this is A, and b is to be added, then we keep tail of this and we add it, that is our b vector. Then one vector from tail of this to head of A is called the sum of these two vectors, addition of these two vectors. Since it is a straight line, so another line, if you are joining from tail of A to head of B, you will get the same line, isn't it? So from here to here, whatever vector you are getting, that is the vector A plus B vector, right? Tail of this and head of B. This is the addition of these two vectors. What about the magnitude? See, very important. Magnitude of A plus B in this case is equal to magnitude of this plus magnitude of this. That is A plus B. Right? Magnitude of A plus B means same length we are getting. Our length tells the magnitude. So this vector has got the same length at the length of this. And length of this means length of this plus length of this. Length of A plus length of B. Right? So A plus B, the magnitude of the sum of the vectors. What do we conclude out of it? When two vectors are having the same direction, right, the magnitudes are being added simply, right, and this and the direction is also same. Therefore, the vector A plus vector B is equal to magnitude A plus B, and the direction is same as that of A and B. So there will be unit vector N. Very important relation, because this I am going to use for analytical method of addition of vector. This concept you must remember and understand. Now this we will see analytically. Graphically I have seen. We will see analytically. Here this implies vector A plus vector B. If we are adding, then A unit vector N plus B unit vector N. From these two, if the unit vector is taken common with the direction only, so direction is same, so we can write A plus B unit vector N. So this is very important relation, and this will be applied for analytical method of adding or subtracting also. Similar way we will go, and we will talk about subtraction later. Simply there is plus and minus. Sign is getting changed. If A minus B is to be written, then there will be minus only. Simply magnitude will be subtracted, and accordingly the vector will get generated. Right? So this concept is clear to all of you. Then we will go for analytical method of addition of vectors. We have seen that any vector can be resolved in two perpendicular directions. As we have been seeing from previous lecture also, this lecture also, any vector can be resolved in two perpendicular directions, and that is rectangular axis, where the unit vectors are given. That is unit vector along x-axis I, along y-axis is j. So any vector can be resolved in two perpendicular directions. So you see, suppose there is a vector A, and A is represented as vector A, ax I plus ayj. Means any vector A can be represented in two directions. Any vector A can be resolved in two perpendicular directions, x and y. And since unit vectors are I and j, the vector can be represented like this. This is the component of vector along x-axis. This is the component of the vector A along y-axis. Now another vector B, suppose we are taking, right? B is bxi plus byj, right? bxy and byj. Two vectors are there, and we have to find the addition of these two vectors analytically. Therefore, A plus B is equal to, this we will write and this we will write. So it is AXI plus AYJ plus BXI plus BYJ. Right? Addition is being done. Left hand side we have added, right hand side we have added. So see, just before this I told you, if the direction is same, so those can be added, magnitude can be added, and direction, unit vector along that direction can be kept. So here I and I, direction along x-axis. So these two can be taken together. That is AXI plus BXI. These two vectors are having the same direction. So magnitude can be added. Just before this only I had told you. I explained that just because of this, but that concept will be used over here. So that is AYJ plus BYJ. Here I can be taken out because direction is same, magnitudes will be added. So AX BXI plus AY plus BY. See, vectors are added. Here in terms of two components only I had taken, along x-axis and along y-axis. Along x-axis this much length, this is the component of A plus B in x direction, this is the component of A plus B along y direction. So suppose we have to find the angle this vector makes with x-axis. So graphically it can be represented like this. See, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Suppose this is the vector, that is A plus B, this is the vector, and this is making an angle theta with this, theta with x-axis, and this length O, suppose P, it is Q. So OQ is what? That is AX plus BX, here AY plus BY. Because y direction AY plus BY, x direction AX plus BX, and A plus B represented like this graphically. Here we have to find the direction of A plus B, then we can write tan theta is equal to AY plus BY upon AX plus BX. I think concept is clear to all of you. You are getting it. By any vector making angle theta, so y part upon x part. Y part means numerical value, magnitude along y-axis and magnitude along x-axis. So therefore, theta is equal to tan inverse AY plus BY upon AX plus BX. So this is the analytical way of finding the direction, and for the magnitude, mod of vector A plus vector B is equal to under root, as I have said, the length of this square plus length of this square under root. So if components along x-axis and y-axis is known, then direction as well as the magnitude will be very easy to find. So here it will be AX plus BX whole square plus AY plus BY whole square. This gives the magnitude of the vector A plus B. Concept of analytical method of addition is clear. Even if there are 3 vectors, 4 vectors, 5 vectors, irrespective of the number of vectors, this method is very easy because we are taking the resolution of these vectors along two perpendicular directions. So I think it is clear to all of you. Wish you all the best.